Welcome back to another episode of Bro Opens Wireshark for content. Russia just banned VPNs again, but that hasn't stopped anyone from playing Stalker. And I'm going to show you how you can still use a VPN if your government has a national spurg out and bans them too, because there's definitely a non-zero chance these days. Alright, so how does the ISP know if I'm accessing a VPN? Well, I'm going to connect to a server like normal, and we can see all these packets immediately fly across the network. So I'm going to stop the packet capture and save it, and now we can take a look at what just happened. I'm using a tool called Wireshark, by the way, if you want to follow along at home. These first packets I'm not worried about, these are just failed connections, but let's take a look at the successful ones. Before I even click on any of these packets, we can look at the protocol, and already Wireshark detected that this was a VPN connection trying to happen. It's automatically labeled as WireGuard traffic, and your ISP is able to detect this as well using something called DPI, or Deep Packet Inspection. So if I click on the handshake initiation, the packet that starts the connection with the VPN, we can see that the payload is 148 bytes, which is the standard payload size for a WireGuard handshake initiation. Now if I click it, it'll show me the bytes of the payload, and the first byte here where it says 01 is in the WireGuard message type field. 01 is the handshake initiation, 02 is a handshake response, like in this one. Then all the others after that will start with 04. But the main thing I want you to get from this is that this is a widely recognizable pattern, right? So it's very easy for a deep packet inspection system to recognize this as WireGuard traffic and block your VPN connection. So when you have a man in the middle inspecting everything, what do? Well, you have to make this look like random garbage. You have to obfuscate it. I'm going to connect to my VPN again, only this time I'm going to select the option for shadowsocks. Shadowsocks was invented in China back in 2012 to circumvent the Great Firewall, and it's been around ever since. And if we look at the PCAPs for this connection, we can already see something entirely different. Every one of these packets is now labeled as a UDP packet, and if we look further, it just labels it as generic data. Wireshark and your ISP are going to have no idea what this is. Also, the size of each one of these packets is going to be different too. This just looks like random UDP traffic going to this IP, and your ISP and anything else monitoring the connection is none the wiser. The way that shadowsocks works is that once data is already encrypted by WireGuard and it's ready to be sent to the VPN server, shadowsocks wraps it and encrypts it again and adds its own headers, making it look like TCP or UDP traffic. For Molvad specifically, it uses UDP. Before the packet gets sent to the VPN, it gets sent to the bridge, where shadowsocks unwraps it and then forwards the packet onto the VPN server. Again, no one sees your connection to a VPN server, they're just going to see the shadowsocks bridge. So if you want to use a VPN in a place where ISPs will ban them, the easiest way is to pick a VPN client with obfuscation built in. If there's another one you want me to talk about, or you want to educate the masses about your favorite obfuscation technique, let me know in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next one.